I appreciate you coming on, my boy. Go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you about, you know what I'm saying, where you from, all that one time for me.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I go by Valley. I'm a dancer. I'm a photographer and I'm a videographer. My brand name is Panda Be Lit. Valley Visuals is my videography, and as far as my photography, it's Hard to See Photography. So I'm a kid from Haiti. I was born and raised. I was raised on the south side of Atlanta, so I've just been here ever since rocking. Yeah,
Now I do want to ask, like, cause that's something now, like, just doing my own content now too. Like, I have fell in love with the editing process though. Like,
yeah.
speak about that, like, you know what I'm saying, just the editing.
So
Like, it's dope, man, for
funny
real.
enough, with photography editing, it's way different. It's way simplistic. I can really just do simple stuff, and I don't ever like anytime I had to do an edit, so it was not nothing too crazy. But I actually used to hate doing videos. I really hated it because the editing process was always
Oh
like
my
super
goodness,
long, and
tedious.
it was time. It took up too much time.
Yeah.
But funny enough, up until like whenever CapCut came out. And TikTok started dropping that with
Cap,
all
I
these little
say
templates.
cap cut.
I was like, what is this app that everybody keep talking about? Like, what is this that has all these templates? So I was just like, let me do a video, see what's going on, see what kind of edits it has. And that was just like, oh snap.
Right.
They got some fire edits on there. So that
They
kind of
do.
like it,
They
it
do.
it blew up my love to actually want to step into doing videos and want to do editing. So like I just started mixing around, seeing what they had, and then I started to see what the pro side of it was. And ever since then, I was just like, man, this is kind of easy. Like, I actually love editing now. So,
Man, you literally said what I how I feel about it, man. It was
yeah,
tedious at first, but I always seen an end goal with every video. So it's like if I want to get there. Only way I'm gonna get there is if I do it. So after a
yeah,
while, I just kind of like embraced the time that it was taking instead of complaining about it. Like, but that took too much time.
it
But
does.
me getting the actual like Mac, that
Yeah,
is what sped it up for me and really made me fall in love with it because I was doing everything from my phone. I would just use the CapCut
and that's
app on
exactly
my
what I
phone.
do too. Yeah.
So when I got the Mac, it just opened up the whole thing. So it's like, oh man, I love it now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just I swear that's just dope, man.
Nah, facts.
All right, so you single right now?
Yeah, I'm single right now. I've been single for quite some time. It's probably like more than 5 years at this, but it's a personal choice. Um, and I'll
Okay.
say that because I think in these days I don't find consistency. I'm a person whereas if I'm going after you trying to find you, or if I do want to find me a girlfriend or whatever, I need that that communication. I need everything to be consistent.
Right.
Whether we go out on dates or that case may be, or we're just having conversation. I need
Right.
things to really stay on that direct path to like look,
Yeah.
because if one of us are being choppy, it's not gonna work out for me,
Yeah.
where it's just like, okay, they fall off and then I'm kind of reaching out. I'm doing most of the reaching out and they're not really, doing the same thing.
Reciprocating. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You feel
Nobody
me?
never
So
want to feel like like doing too much.
yeah, and sometimes I be questioning myself and I just be like, man, should I really be reaching out to this person and they haven't responded in, X amount of days? And I just be like, you know what, let me just, see what happens. But
I feel that though. I mean, so yeah, cause I'd be the
yeah.
same man. I'd have been the same way, dog.
So
I just had to think about it like, man, I'd have been the same way. But um, so are you looking? Like you say, the 5 years, but have you
yeah,
been
I
looking?
am actually actively dating.
Okay.
I have been, I've met a few people and then went on dates and here and then, but I be trying. I guess I be trying to find a little bit more to see, if people are readily to keep that mental stimulation that I'm looking for.
Word.
Because everything's not going to always be a physical attraction, which of course, that's one of the main key points. But if you can't keep me mentally focused or mentally stable or whatever, well, I won't say mentally stable, but if you can't have that mental attraction,
Yes.
like if we're talking and I'm gaining attraction just off of how you think and how you process things and
Yeah.
the way
It's
that you word things.
intellectual now. Like
Yeah,
this.
now we're getting deep into it. Now I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh shoot, yo, you might be, that type of person that I'm looking for. But if I can't really find that within you, I don't think we're gonna continue to really flourish that, the way that I want us to.
I feel you. Have you ran into any like that lately? Like, or just
I have in the past. Um, Things was good. But some of the women that I've had or I've talked to, whether they're long distance or in the local area, it just I don't know. I think things kind of fell off, and we try to rekindle it, see if things worked out or whatever the case may be. But it
Yeah,
was just, if not, a one side thing. It was just kind of like a mutual decision. It was like, all right, maybe we might just be best off just sticking as friends, which
yeah.
it happens.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
you ain't
all
always got
cool.
to
So like
break or hate
we
somebody. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, no. So we come to that understanding. We're just like, all right, it's not working out. So let's just keep it as a friend base, and
right,
that's just what happens. So,
right.
I'm still I'll date around, but
What's your
as
preference?
far as like really, because right now I'm focusing really on my brand right now. So,
Yeah, I
um,
can get that vibe. I get that vibe too. Like,
yeah. So
which is
I'm not.
cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
just stay focused, brother. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I gotta
I
keep
tell all the
myself locked
kings, stay
in.
focused, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But at the same time, I do want to be able to
right,
still have that focus to let me go ahead and try to date around if I can, if I have the time to do so, and then see who I can find. Who I can find that's for me.
right.
Because I don't always want to be single. I don't think anybody ever just wants to live a whole life of being single, because there are those
Right.
moments where
Cause
you're
if they
like, man,
do,
I wish I
they
had that
capping.
person. Yeah, I wish I had that person to go to,
Yeah.
somebody who I can just, whether it be like some late nights or like you wake up first thing in the morning, like that person is there that you want to talk to. So I do have those moments. Like, I'm human, I have emotions,
What do you
so.
do in the moments? When you going through the moments though? Like, what's your like? Is you hit one up? Is you like, man?
Man.
Is you saying those sweet nothings, man? You know you ain't mean that shit the next morning, bro. You know you ain't.
Man,
It was just one of them
listen,
times,
I didn't had to go through my phone to be like, yo, who I know is gonna respond, like, like who's gonna be that direct person where I know, like, hey man, you up right now? Like I done had those happen. So it's like, I feel like every person's gonna have that one person. Like, all right, whether they be up or not, or they even if they reach out to me and be like, yo, you still awake? I'm like, yeah, what's up? We just sitting there talking. It don't even matter if it's anything of a serious matter. Like we're just having a conversation, like where it's
right?
really casual, and then it just kind of flourishes from there.
Right. What type of girl do you prefer? Like, what's your preference?
My preference. I just want somebody
Don't
who.
hit me with no political bull. Hey, don't you do
Nah,
it,
nah, nah.
brother.
I
Look,
like for
go ahead.
women that
I'm talking
like to
shit. I'm
have.
talking shit for real.
I need somebody who like to have a good time, because I'm cool with doing.
Define a good time because
I'm cool
that's
with.
different for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's
right,
different for
right.
everybody.
So I'm all cool with the sit down dates, going to grab something to eat. But I want somebody who I can go bowling with, somebody who actually wants to go to the arcade,
Yeah,
who wants to sit there and have fun. We can go ATV riding. We can do something, that's outside of the normal dating world where people just like, you want to go on a date? We can go just grab food and sit down and eat. That's
hmm,
cool. Shoot, we could even go through the park and, just have a fun day, whether
yeah.
that's be cooling, sitting down chilling, or, we throw on a frisbee or something like that, and we're just conversating. It really doesn't matter. But I just want to be able to know that you don't always just want to sit down and talk. You actually want to be active and do something.
Yeah.
And
No,
create memories off of that, because you can't really have memories if you're just going to a lunch spot or dinner spot and just sitting down. Like you be
it's
like,
only
yeah,
certain
it's
type.
about
You're only gonna get a certain type of memory doing that. It's just
yeah.
can't
So
get
it's
the
just
same
like,
type
all
of
right,
memory.
it'd be like you remember we sat down at that one spot and we talked for hours, versus you going out like, yo, you remember how I beat you at basketball?
Right.
And
No,
we
yeah.
sat there
Yeah.
and type of ordeal. So I want to be able to create experiences and create memories off of that. So if you can't really sit there and have fun with me, and I can't have fun with you, I don't think you really couldn't be a good fit for me, because I just want to be able to enjoy you, as a person. I want to see
Just
what you
in the
can bring to
moment.
me, what I can bring to you. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. No, I feel that for sure. Uh, do you have like a preference as far as like white, black, or you good? It's just a
Uh, Black for sure, because
hey,
that's what's always been to. Like, don't get me wrong,
hey,
I've came across, just saying, every time. I won't lie, like I've came across other non-black people, whether it be like Puerto Ricans or Hispanic people or just like white people. But at the end of the day, the one that's gonna be for me is gonna be a black woman. You feel me?
Look,
Because those are the ones who I cherish the most. Those are the ones that's gonna be understanding of the black culture. Those are the ones that's like, if we stay together and we end up having kids, those are the ones who's like, all right, I know how black culture is when they raising their kids, so we can feed that to each other.
yeah.
So type of
Hmm.
deal versus you get you go after a white girl or whatever, and how they raised is gonna be way different from how you was raised up. So you won't really get that same entity.
Hmm. I,
And
I,
so
I can definitely see that. So my boy with the my boy down with the brown. I said, all right.
always, man.
It
Hey,
ain't nothing
them,
wrong
them.
with like another. It ain't nothing wrong with.
Yeah,
For me personally, I don't have a problem with nobody. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for sure.
I always be good when I hear my brother say that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. Cause
Because
hey, man, that melanin's gonna always be him, for me. So it's like
that's the
I
growth,
can't get no
baby.
better, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
like I said, like I don't judge nobody else who dates outside their race, but for me personally, at the end of the day, that's just what I like. That's what I'm always attracted to.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be my first at the top of my list.
So all right. So shit, turn the heat up just a little bit.
For sure, for sure.
So 5 years
Mhm.
and you ain't found on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I gotta. Well, first, are you running into the same type of girl, or you know what I'm saying? Like, is like ultimately they end up being the same type of way at the end, and it's like, man, it's feel like the same shit before. I ain't
I
like,
won't
what
lie.
is it? Because at 5 years, you
Yeah,
got to kind of be looking at yourself a little bit. You know what
yeah.
I'm
You
saying?
know what? And sometimes I do feel like I might be the problem. So, but I know that I'm a genuine person. Like
Hmm.
wholeheartedly, I know what I can give and what I can bring to them. So it's just
Yeah.
like, of course, out of those 5 years, there was maybe 2 out of those 5 years where I was just like, let me focus on myself to see if I'm really ready. To see if I want to actually actively date. There was some times where I just like completely took a break from dating. I wasn't trying to go out with nobody. I was just trying to focus on me.
Yeah.
But after that, once I decided to actually actively date, I was just like, maybe I might just be doing too much, because there are times where I'm just like, okay, maybe I kind of need to dial it back just a little bit because if I'm doing too much and they be like, hey, they kind of scared or they start, start to step back, I
What's
don't want
doing
that
too
to happen.
much though? What's doing too much?
So especially with communicating, whether it be trying to talk on the phone, call them for FaceTime, or even if I'm texting, like especially if I'm texting them and then I try to text too many times and like they're not responding, and I'm like, all right, maybe I need to kind of chill out a
Hmm.
little bit too much, but I just don't want to put too much in and they're not doing the same, that that they're not reciprocating it. You
Yeah.
feel me? So I want it to be 50-50. I want it to be like we meeting each other right here. It's not like I'm going this way and then they're going that way type of ordeal. So um, I'm not really meeting the same. I meet different type of people when it comes to the dating process. It's
Okay.
just my focus can get swayed sometimes because sometimes I can be focused on dating a little bit and then I go back to focusing on what I need to really focus on.
Right.
So I won't say it's them all the way, but sometimes it
How do you
can.
navigate that? How do you navigate like you staying focused on what you got to do, but also knowing that you still got these wants and needs that ultimately you won't fulfill. So you got to do this too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how do
So
you balance? How do you find that about you personally? How do you find that balance?
how do I find it? Well, it really comes down to me trying to see what I want to do, and who do I actually want. Because when I'm surfing through going through like whether no, there's times I use dating apps, I won't lie. But
What's your favorite date nap?
I actually deleted a lot of dating apps. Right now, I've had more progress on Facebook dating, ironically. So,
Oh, Facebook
um,
dating for real? You
yeah,
know
I've
what?
actually had
I've
more
only seen that
progress.
one time. It was like an update, but I don't even know where it went no more in the phone. I didn't know that
Yeah,
was a
so
real
because I
thing for
used
real.
to use like Tinder, Hinge, and all that stuff,
Okay.
but I wasn't really meeting anybody on. Well, I probably met one person on Hinge, but that didn't really go nowhere.
Okay.
But and I met people on Facebook dating. Funny enough, and I met somebody on Facebook dating that was really cool recently. But I guess their life, they got busy, and I started to reach out a lot, trying to reconnect things, because when we started off, it was real cool. We was really communicating a lot. We
Okay.
was really trying to do
Yeah.
a lot of dates and stuff like that. But I think now it's just like at the point where I guess whatever it is that they're busy with in their life, it kind
Right.
of like dwindled down to
Yeah.
where I'm doing most of the communication. They're not reaching out, type of ordeal.
Yeah.
So when stuff gets like that for me, I'm just like, I guess I gotta fall back, because it doesn't seem like you're ready. The way that it seemed like I thought you were.
So I gotta
So
ask this, right? So, it is it. I mean, because I respect that. Could it be that you just you might just be like you ain't even like it's like you don't gotta fall back like what I'm saying per se like we just what I'm saying or whatever but like maybe just dial it back to like like because it seemed like it's like once you know that we ain't on the same it's sorry what I'm saying but like real life is a thing though what I'm saying so you gotta
yeah,
work with
not
people
bad.
somewhat what I'm saying like to because ain't nobody coming perfect what I'm saying so
Nah,
you gotta
facts.
work with motherfuckers so is it like are you deciding too fast that they aren't showing you the same type of energy back? Because that's what it seemed like every time. Like every one of these and the led to,
Yeah.
it's
So
just like they ain't doing it fast enough, so I fall back. It's like what I'm saying.
like, yeah, I'll agree
Just
that
seeing a little
there are
pattern.
times
I see a
where,
pattern.
yeah, there are times where I fall back real quick. But there are other times where I'm actually trying to put in that effort,
Right.
where I'm just like, okay, maybe I can dial it back just a little bit.
Right.
And I can give this person a chance, because, like you said, life does happen, which is cool. And I try to be understanding of that.
Right.
So it's like I'll actually try to chill for a little bit, and then still reach out, see if we can reconnect to see
Yeah.
what went wrong, or where did we lose each other, to the point where we couldn't really hang around each other too much. Like when we first started off, it was like we're seeing each other quite a lot. Then after a while, it's like, okay, it kind of dwindles down. So yeah, it's kind of half and half, but for the most part, I'll really try to dial it down sometimes, for real, and not just fall back completely, because I still have interest in that person.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Right.
like when
Right.
that interest is still there, I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, let me just continue this and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Keep it at bay, to where just like we can still progress from here,
Right.
rather than just like, all right, I'm just gonna toss it to the side.
I got you. I got you. Okay. I respect that for sure. What would you say your biggest flaw is?
My biggest flaw, um, I think when it becomes to, a lot of people are texters, a lot of people are phone callers, a lot of people are FaceTimers. I'm really a big texter, and I only say that because I be busy a lot. Even between focusing on what I like, my brands and stuff like that, or just like working, my immediate responses can be through text. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I want to FaceTime, but if I'm not in the mood to do so, then I'm
Just
not
ain't
gonna do
doing
that.
it.
Or
Yeah.
yeah, if somebody wants to call me, I'm one of those people. If somebody just tries to like call me, or like FaceTime me without even seeing what I'm doing at that moment, or if I wanted to do so, I'm looking at the phone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shit.
So
I feel
I will sit there and look at it, and I'd be like, you texting me, what's up? Like, I'll see what's going on. Like, I would really respond, be like, yo, you FaceTime me or you called me, what's going on? Because why you didn't want to communicate, because I don't like random calls to my phone like that, because whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm in that mode. Like if I'm watching a TV show and somebody's calling me in the midst, and I'm just like, you kind of ruining my TV show or something like that. But I'm really, I think most people like to be on the phone or FaceTime, which is cool and understanding. But if we're talking and be like, you want to switch to FaceTime, and I'd be like, okay, cool, let's do it. Especially, you want to start building that to where we're calling each other every so often, then we can do that. But
yeah.
for the most part, I think, with me being a texter, for the most part, I think that's one flaw that a lot of people wouldn't really be okay with.
Okay. So in knowing that, do you change that or like or do you try to like, try to
Balance it.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So, yeah, nah. So I definitely do. Because I'll get those moments where it's just like, hey, I'm kind of tired of texting. So it's like,
Yeah, because for girls, they want to know that you want to see them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they want to know that you want to see them because it's gonna be somebody else that's gonna FaceTime them quick. Ain't even gonna think about it. Yeah, let me
nah,
see your fine ass. That what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that
yeah.
it be little things like that could just and then that might be a reason why the connection might break. Just off just a small shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell
for
I
sure.
tell all my friends like, we are simple. We are simple. Men are
Yeah,
simple.
yeah.
They they are very very intricate, but it's also very simple once you just know that they're intricate. So like stuff like they want to be seen. We
Hmm.
know that. We know that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like we gotta. Yeah, not necessarily say you got to. I mean, you should though. If this is somebody that you know what I'm saying, like that's just stuff like that, just small stuff like that. I think that a lot of us just kind of miss that, just altogether. I think
hmm,
men, women, I think we just a lot of people just miss the small things or don't like really take into account what that means for the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like that might mean the world to the other person because you just out of nowhere just FaceTimed them. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
for me, for you, I hear you say that. For me, I actually get the opposite like feeling
yeah,
from that. Like I like it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you call me, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like if I'm not doing nothing, of course, you know what I'm saying. But even if I'm in that mode though, what's up? I'm gonna hit you right back though. I appreciate you calling. Bang, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's a different thing for a different feeling there for me. But yeah, I just feel you gotta moderate that a little bit, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when they, when they want to FaceTime or whatever the case may be, or if I'm even in that mode, I'd be like, "Yo, what you doing? I'm about to call you." Like I
yeah,
at least try to make sure they free half the times because things happen. But I at
yeah,
least just try to switch it up every so often, just be like, "Yo, let's get on FaceTime," because if
yeah.
we're having, especially if we're having an in depth conversation
Those
and like
man,
it's
I can't have
really
that
getting
over
deep,
text.
I'm not gonna want to text no more.
That's a
Like
fact.
I'll send voice notes or whatever the case may be. But in that moment, I'm just like, all right, let me see, let me see you right now. Let's have this conversation face to face.
Big facts.
Let's dive into it way more deeper than we sitting there texting and putting words together. Like I can quickly respond to you over FaceTime if we're getting to a deep conversation versus all right, I'm texting you and then I'm doing something else and then I'm taking my time.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, okay. So, what's your ideal date? If you had a girl, you know what I'm saying. What's going on? What we doing for the night? What y'all doing for the night? I'm chaperoning this thing. I got the whip. You know what I'm saying. I got
So
the whip. You know what I'm saying. I driver. You ain't even got to pay me. I got you, bro. We pulling up something nice. What we doing?
So what I usually try to do, I try to see what the interest is. If I can find out what the interest is, then we can go from there. So I'll ask them. I'll set off with the usual. Let's go grab a quick bite. It ain't got to be nothing fancy, nothing too crazy.
For
We
sure.
can just go out to eat. Find a nice little cool little spot. It can be real chill.
Yeah.
Then from there, if you want to continue this, we can just find something else to do. It doesn't have to be where we're just going out to another spot and we're out eating again, or we can just go to if she has a favorite bar or something like that, or I have a favorite spot. I'm like, yo, let me introduce you to this
Yeah.
spot. If you've never
Yeah.
been there before,
Yeah.
I can take you. Type
Uh-huh.
of deal. Like I done been here before, so I know what it is. Like I remember one year. It's a spot that in Atlanta. It's called Apartment 4B. It's a real nice little jazzy spot. So I was just like, I wanted to take this girl there. So I was like, yo, let me introduce you to this spot over there in the city. And
Mm-hmm.
we went there, had ourselves a nice little eat. The food was real different, and it was a real calm, little chill spot. So it wasn't nothing too crazy for real.
Yeah. Okay. Nah. So, all right, that don't sound like fun though. That's just regular shit though.
Nah, I mean
I
that's
thought you was
that's
the
regular
fun
because
guy. I thought we was going. I thought we was
nah. So
finna.
look,
Boy, I thought we was
I
finna
mean,
go
but
kart
I have,
racing. I thought we was finna go.
but nah, I did actually have a fun like I actually
I was gonna
because
ask you, have you ever like took for the first date? Have you ever did one of those fun activities for the first date
Yeah,
with a
so
girl?
one most recently, there's a spot to the north side of Atlanta. It's called Round One, and like they have
Oh yeah, we
assortment.
got a round one here.
Yeah, so they
Yeah,
have bowling and all that
yeah,
arcade
yeah.
stuff, and so shorty, I was like, "Yo, you down with going to the arcade?" So she
Nah,
was like,
round one
"Yeah,
lit. Yeah, round one lit. Yeah.
yeah." So we went there. We played a few games, stuff like that. Like we played like this little zombie game, and it was really cool. Um, and funny enough, we was walking by like I guess the little games where you can win like a little stuffed animal or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was telling me how she used to really be into Hello Kitty. So funny enough, so I was just like, if you want something, I'll get it for you. So it was one of those things where you got to grab the hand on the inside, and then if you get it, you get it. You know, if you don't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this shit gonna drop out. But I ended up getting it for her, which I was just like, all right, bro. If I ain't get it, that might have been it.
It's it.
But
It's
so,
it.
but lucky enough, I ended up getting a little stuffed animal for her, which was real cool. So I was just like, because I don't think I would have left until I got it,
Man,
because
you good, yeah.
you know when they walk by and they see something, and just like, all right,
It's
she
right.
wants
It's on
it.
you now.
Let's
It's on you now.
let's make sure that you know we leave out of here and that you got it. So I was just like, you know, I tried it a few times and I kept trying up until I finally got it. So I was just like, I bet, you know, I don't want this for you. So like this one was on me. You know, you didn't have to worry about nothing. But
For sure.
yeah, we had a really great time. We ended up, you know, going back. I ended up going back with her, and then we just had like a little movie night, and then we just kind of relaxed and chill for the remainder of the time. So
Okay.
it was really
That's
a
something
fun
you
day because I
still like messing with right now, or that was just some more recent.
every so often she actually introduced me to her shop that she has.
Mm.
Which was really cool
Yeah,
because
that's
she, you
dope.
know, she has her own little shop in the city. So she was like, you know, she took me there because I was really interested in seeing it because she was telling me about it. I was like, I'd like to see it, you know. So she,
Right.
you know, took me there and you know showed me, you know, what her shop looks like and everything. So it was really nice. She had some clothes in there, had some little products in there and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we talk every so often, but you know times don't always match up. You know, we try to see, you know, what each other's doing, if you know, if we can reconnect or you know, go out and something like that. But you know, time frames don't always match up. So
Yeah.
it's cool. But I mean, we're still kind of working things around type of ordeal. So
Okay. Man, cause it's like you like a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I see like no
hey, man,
thug
I
guy,
just
man. Unless you putting on a good ass front, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You
nah,
know, sound like
I've
you
never
know.
like I don't think I've ever really you know did anybody wrong. Personally, I try to be honest. You know, I try to keep things 100 between whoever I'm dealing with because I don't want you know the same person to feel that way about me that I feel about them because if I'm not keeping it 100 with them, I'm not being honest with myself. So I don't want to put on this whole facade, oh, this is me and this is how I act. But then, you know, when it gets down the line and they really dive into me, it's like,
Yeah.
you ain't who you was when we
Yeah.
first started off. I'd
Yes,
rather be
sir.
like, oh man, you the same person. Like you haven't been consistent with who you is. I'd rather that be the thing rather than them thinking like, bro, you really a fake person. Like
Yeah.
you feel me? Because women will really let you know, but like, yo, you don't put on this whole front to do X, Y, Z. But now we get down the line and we real serious. Now you acting totally different. Nah, I don't want that to be me because
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to change up on me. So I'm like,
That's a
let's
fact.
keep things the same. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
So
I've just always been me unapologetically, and that's just what it is. Because at the end of the day, I know what my heart is. I know what my heart gives, and I know that you know I can give it my all if I need to.
yeah, I
So.
understand that, and uh, I'm with you. Oh, where my God damn it on me? You hear me?
Real quick.
So shit, I'm gonna take a break from asking questions myself. Like, what's on your mind? What you want to? Cause I seen your post. You know, this is something that you was wanting to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's on your mind? We can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good, bro?
Man,
Like, you
I'm
know
just
what I'm
trying to
saying?
dive into like more things, man, because aside from doing this right here, which is really a really dope. This is the first time for me, so
Right. First time for
but
both of us.
being
Like,
able to
you know what I'm
talk
saying?
about things, you know, from one black man to another black man, it's always good because
And
you
I
can
want to
get
talk,
that.
man.
You can always get those different perspectives because you know I even there's times whether it be you know if I'm dealing with a girl I'll even go to my you know my close brothers and be like yo I'm having trouble with this chick yo like this has happened so can y'all you know spare some advice because I'm gonna know what you know how I feel but I just want to know how other people think to make sure I'm not tripping sometimes to make sure I'm not bugging
Trying to
out
kind
so
of validate a little bit. Yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand
yeah
that.
so
So shit, you kind of just sparked my brain a little bit. I said I wasn't gonna ask no questions, but like I do want to, because we both brothers, and I feel like we got to talk about mental health and really what it means for us. You know what I mean? And like, what's your take on it? Like, how do you
Uh,
First of all, how you mental? I'm gonna ask from one black man to
oh,
another. How you
I'm
mental right
actually,
now? Currently, right now, at this present time, right now, how you mental, brother?
my mental has been real good. Um, as of lately, like this year, it kind of really struggled for me. But I think now I'm at a mental space where I feel like I'm good mentally.
Okay,
I'm still working in a good direction.
okay, okay.
Um, Sometimes I feel like a lot of black men, just us as black men, we don't have that mental space. We find it within each other, because it's like brother to brother, we have that,
Yeah,
we can easily talk to our brother, but
yeah.
it's just like, if we feel like, I can't find a word for it, but we don't have that woman to really dive into that space, or they're not making it, that space to be free.
See, I
Because
think it's a
even
little
with,
of both, right?
yeah,
But I will say that I think it's more so men scared to
yeah,
open up than women actually providing that space. Not to say that there's a lot that don't know how to provide that space. Of course, you know what I'm saying. That there's gonna be that everywhere, but I think that we got to stop being so scared because I see it all the time. I read it all the time. I hear it all the time. Oh, don't open up to her because she gonna use that right against you.
yeah,
I
I
just
think that's
can't. I
exactly what
can't.
it is.
I can't subscribe to that. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Because um, you would you. I feel like we should know who to do that with anyway. So like
Mhm.
once that happened to us one time, you gotta. And then my other thing is like you just gotta know that everybody not the same.
Yeah.
So like so to put that on everybody, like the next girl is gonna do the same to you. Um, I just can't. I can't subscribe to that way of thinking because it's hindering us from actually letting it out. You know what I'm saying? And now we crashing out and we doing you know what I'm saying, doing everything we ain't supposed to be doing.
I think we were scared because growing up, we never had that safe space or that safe haven within our family. So just like, they always tell, little boys, why are you crying?
Why are you crying?
You shouldn't be crying.
Yeah,
You're not a girl. Why are you crying? They always, want the boy to be the tough one of the family. It's never
yeah,
like, okay, the boy has to have a little soft side to him, to where he can feel like, okay, look, I have this going on. So can you be that safe haven for me within my,
yeah.
like, can you can you mom or sis be that safe haven that I need to talk to, where versus where it's just like, man, you always being crying. Why you always sad for? What you got going on? So it's like, it starts within our family.
It do.
For
It
us
do.
to
You hit it right on
really
the
really
head.
open up. Because we don't have that there. So when we go out to meet somebody, and then they want us to talk about that, to have that safe haven with them, we're just kind of,
Closed
pushing back
off.
a little bit. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're holding off. It's like, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, yeah. And I just think we gotta just have better discernment when you know what I'm saying when it comes to that. Cause I it's funny you said that about the family because I actually somewhat struggle with that with my son. Sometimes I might blurt out like he's 7, so like if I address him about something because he got in trouble, like I don't want to see your eyes tearing up and crying already, and you know what you did already. So sometimes I
Yeah.
might be like, "What you crying for? You ain't no," but I know that ain't the route that I really want to go with him because
Yeah.
ultimately I need to understand these tears for real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because these tears could turn into different things in the
Hmm.
future when you get older, and I don't need that, and I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And me having him and not having the dad growing up, I see just like it's just we so vital in the household,
Yeah.
so that like I have my son like full time, his mom abandoned all her kids, so I got him,
Yeah.
and it's just we so vital, bro. Like we so need. How old you say you are?
I'm 31.
31. Okay, we same age. When your birthday?
June 28th.
Oh man, I'm July 10th.
Yeah.
That's why we rock. Okay.
Yeah.
My man. You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord.
Okay. All right.
All right, my man. That's what's up, though. But nah, it's man. You had any kids?
Nah, I don't got no kids yet.
And you scares?
Nah, I mean, I eventually want to be
I'm about
married
to
and
say,
then
do you
have
want
kids.
kids though? You
Yeah,
want
for
the whole
sure.
marriage, kids, all that. You want
Yeah,
that?
no, I definitely do, because when I'm able to find that person, I do want to have kids. Like the most I probably want to have is like 3. That's really my limit.
Right. Nah, I
So,
feel you. I got 2 now, and I
but
think I'm done.
so I do eventually do want to have kids because I want to keep growing within my family. Because me myself, I'm one of 7, so I'm like the baby
Okay,
of the family.
damn.
Yeah,
Oh, we're okay.
so I'm the baby of the family. So I want to keep that lineage growing, within my future kids,
Right.
and I want to show them what I went through, but I want to do it in a better space, in a better way, so that what I went through as a kid, they don't have to go through it the same way that I did.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a big fact. So, yeah, nah, facts. So I just, so overall, like, man, as far as like the mental health thing, I had a question. I lost it. I spoke too much.
It's gonna
I
come
spoke
back,
too
brother.
much. I spoke too much. Um, but yeah, man. Shit, how long we been on here? Okay, about 47 minutes though. I mean, if you got any other things you want to talk
But
about, I'm
not.
open. I'm
I
I'm
mean,
open
we
right now. I'm
we can
chilling,
we
bro. Like I
can go into the minutes, but I think more as men, we do need to grow more into checking on each other,
how do we
making
get
sure.
there?
How do we get there?
How do we get there?
Um,
Like we say, I mean, I hear enough of us say it, but like, how do we get there though?
it's just you never like, and I always tell my friends this. I'm like, yeah, y'all never know what each other's going through. You can be at a good space or in a bad space. Like sometimes, I'll go on I'll go on Instagram. I'll go through my friends' stories. You'll check on them. You can just do at a random phone call or random text or whatever the case may be, and just like, yo, how you doing today? Like,
Yeah.
where are you at? Where's your space at? Like, are you good mentally? Like, I just did a mental, health check on a couple of like my Discord group recently. I was like, yo, where y'all mental space at? Where are y'all at? Like, out of a 10, what's y'all rating? Let me see how y'all feeling, because we don't know what each other's going through every day of the life that's going through. So just
Mm-hmm.
like, let me check on you to make sure you good, because man,
A
this past
text
couple of
don't
weeks
cost you nothing, man. A text ain't
man,
nothing, man. You just a simple text don't mean nothing. You can send a
man,
quick
because
tweet,
I've
man.
had friends who just disappear off the face of the map, and I just be like, yo, has anybody heard from XYZ?
Mm,
Or people be like, yo, have you heard from this person? I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't take nothing but to text that person.
right.
Why you asking the group as a general case? You could have
You
just
could
sent a
just
text to
one
that.
on God, and that's a
You
fact.
feel me? So it's like, you could send a quick text
That's
to
a
that
fact.
person, be like, yo, are you good?
Yeah,
I haven't heard from you. Where you been at?
yeah.
And you just never know, that person gonna go to a whole spill of, yo, I have XYZ, and I've had that happen. I'll be like, yo, sorry that happened to you. But we sit there and have a conversation between us and be like,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that you good. And they're always grateful, when you actually reach out to somebody to make sure that they're good.
Yeah,
They be like,
yeah.
man, this is what I
Nah,
really needed.
I
Like, nobody
appreciate
has
that.
checked on
Yes,
me. Yeah, nobody
yes,
has checked on me, man. So
yes.
just like,
And it's
they could have been
man,
they could have been on the edge. I promise you. I don't I've seen too many people who like, they've been on the edge. They be like, man, I almost didn't make it. I was about to do this. I was just about to end it all. I was like, bro, you don't need to do that.
right,
No,
man.
you don't need to do that.
Yeah, I lost a
Oh,
homie like that, and man, rest in peace, my nigga Inky, man. I lost somebody like that for sure. That's why.
condolences, man.
That's why I really advocate that. You know what I'm saying? Is because at the end of the day, they call us soft. We was called soft as kids for
Mm-hmm.
crying and expressing the emotions and all that stuff. As that shit trickled down and affected us into our grown adult lives, but also the women too, because
Mm-hmm.
it's the moms and shit that was it was moms and dads that was saying that shit. Like my mom was saying the same shit. Like, but you ain't no girl. Like toughen up. Like my mom was tough for real. So and I know it's a lot of them out there like that. Um, it's just you know why we got to be still soft today when we know how times are and how the lack of talking about shit and you know what I'm saying, like all the bottled up emotions that men have and exert that shit by murdering and you know what I'm saying, doing all the other like it all be because motherfuckers don't be talking. So I still don't understand why, like overall, it's still looked at like soft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what is this? Wait, what is this whole? Everything is sassy and goddamn soft now. Like what is this? I know
Yeah,
you see it. Like what
that
is
whole
this?
that whole
What is
I
this?
promise you, we and I look at it, I see it all the time. We get ridiculed for like the smallest things. Like, yo, why you acting so sassy? Like it could be the smallest thing. Somebody being upset about something. They're like, man, you acting real sassy. You can't tell a person they acting sassy because of how they're feeling within a certain emotion. Because
Yeah.
it's like if that situation was turned on you, what if somebody calling you XYZ? You gonna be like, oh, you can't be calling me this. Like,
Yeah, so I just that's why I had to think form my emotions. 'Cause I was about to say something crazy. I don't be trying to fly out the handle because that it really bothered me though. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing, like the fact that this is even a talk that we gotta have. I love that we having these talks. You know what I'm saying? But like the fact that I know we need to have more of these. Like this need to happen every single day. It's annoying because I know it ain't happening because
yeah, it's
I get
not.
online and see the men who advocate, you know what I'm saying, do the same thing. They're gonna call. I get called soft all the time because I know because I'm emotionally intelligent. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
Like that's
I think what it is, and a lot of men are emotionally secure with themselves, so that's why they kind of like throw everything like, yo, why you acting like this? Like, you not even supposed to be acting soft like that. Like, you supposed to be, real tough. Like, nah, man, you got to be in
I
depth with
just
your
don't
emotions
understand.
because once you're in depth with your emotions, it really says a lot about you because people look at you differently.
Right.
They look at you and just like, wow, you really are in tune with yourself. You
I appreciate you for coming through though, my boy.
always
Words of encouragement. Just recap real quick, just on the mental health side. What's some advice you got for some, you know what I'm saying, the brothers out here? Just real quick.
stay positive. Reach out if you need to. Whether
Yep.
it be friend, best friend, family member, or even if you're church and pastor. Reach out to somebody. Find somebody you need to talk to. If you're creative, find that safe haven that you have. It could be anything.
Right. And follow my boy. He say he's looking. But he ain't looking too hard. But if you align with what's going on, you understand what I'm saying? If y'all align, hit him up, you know what I'm saying? Panda Be Lit on Instagram. I said
You
that shit
know
for you
it.
because I ain't want to keep on having you say repeat the shit, bro. My bad, bro. It's like I said, this is my first time on here with you, you know what I'm saying? We walking through this thing together, but I definitely, wholeheartedly, all jokes aside, appreciate you, my boy.
Always,
And
man.
anytime you
Appreciate you
see
having me.
me with some topics or something you want to come back up, I'm down. I'm down. I'm just down. You feel me? Like
For
I don't
sure.
want this just to be a platform where I'm just putting. I want it to be like a community. You know, kind of
Yeah.
like Discord is. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually want to join your Discord. So just
Yeah, I'll
send me
send you the link, brother.
yeah, send me the link and I'll join. You know what I'm saying? So
For
I'm
sure.
I'm down to be, you know what I'm saying, connected with my brothers, man. So but yeah, I appreciate you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep in touch with you. All right,
All right, for sure.
my man, 100 grand.
Be easy.